There are cameras, surveillance cameras, everywhere, especially in a city the size of Charlotte. Are you kidding me? So there are probably cameras on the light poles or somewhere looking down on that parking lot. And let me just say that if my nudes end up appearing on the internet, first of all, do yourself a favor, don't look. So this happened back in the summertime of 2022. I decided to go ride the Little Sugar Creek Greenway. You know, the part there that goes by Marsh Park and the James K. Polk presidential site. I did a video about it in 2023, but this was the first time I ever went there. So I was exploring. It was a blind date. I was getting to know the trail. I saw some deer. Everything was going great. I saw some deer. Got close enough to take these photos. So that's pretty cool, right? Made me wonder why the deer were not more afraid of me, but you know, whatever. I thought it was pretty cool. But you know what I didn't do that day? I didn't pay proper attention to the weather forecast ahead of time. This is a recurring problem for me now and then, where I either don't pay proper attention to the forecast, or I just kind of say, yeah, no, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Maybe they're calling for rain, but I'm like, well, it looks like at 4 o'clock it's going to be clear or whatever, or maybe at 2 o'clock the clouds are going to... I start putting on my amateur meteorologist hat, and I kind of look at it and think about what I want to have happen rather than what's actually forecast to happen. This is one of those days. So I was going through a hard time in my life that particular day. I was having some relationship issues or something, things I had to really think about and sort out. And how many knows that a bike trail is good for that? Like when you got stuff going on in your life, I don't care if it's people drama, financial drama, work drama, drama, whatever it is, there's almost nothing better than to go ride a bike trail and sort of just, breathe the fresh air and feel the sun and feel the wind and pray a little bit, meditate, think about your situation, work it out within your own heart and mind, or let the Lord speak to you.
Amen.
Depending on your walk of life, all of that stuff can happen, and it's a good thing. So that's what I was doing that day. I was thinking about, well, I got this going on and that going on, and this is a serious thing, and what am I going to do? And so I got pretty far down the trail, and all of a sudden, gets really overcast. I don't think it was a thunderstorm. I don't think I heard thunder, but here come the raindrops. Now, I had a change of clothes in my car and probably had several plastic bags in my car. I wasn't thinking about the weather that day. I didn't take anything with me. And so I think I might have had a plastic bag that I could put my phone in to keep the phone dry. But, because I'd been taking photos with the phone. No video that day, just photos. But it started raining more and more. And the drops came harder and heavier. And I don't know how to explain it, but the mood that I was in that day, with what I was wrestling with and dealing with in my head and heart, it was almost like, you know what, I don't care. Let it rain as hard as it wants to. I'm just going to keep riding this bike. I saw people pulled over under interstates. Sometimes the trail will go under a large road, and you can just kind of stay there for a while if you want to and be safe from the rain. And some people were doing that, but I was like, no, I'm just going to keep riding. And it started raining harder and harder, and it was almost like, come on, God. Hit me with your best shot. Give me all you got. Is that all you got? Come on. Well, it started raining harder and harder. And I probably rode my bike about as fast as I could through a driving rain for a good 20, 30 minutes, maybe 20 or 30 minutes. And I was just, it was one of those situations where I just started laughing. I was just laughing about it. I don't know, I was like, this is fitting. I thought to myself, this is fitting. This is a fitting end to this day. Well, then I got back to the car at the Trailhead. It was the Tyvola Road Trailhead, which was a fairly good-sized parking lot, public trailhead, public parking lot in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is a major U.S. city. Lots of people access the trail from this trailhead. But thankfully, the good news for me today is that because of the rain, I think that kind of scared a lot of people away. Didn't scare me away because I was dumb that day, but it did scare other people. Smart thinking people stayed away. But so I get back to the car and man, I am soaked. I mean, even my shoes are just, the water is just squishing, you know, my socks. I had a t-shirt I could change into. I had another pair of shorts. I had dry socks. I might have even had another pair of shoes in the trunk of the car. But I looked around, no building, no restroom at that trailhead. It's a nice trailhead, paved parking lot. No restroom, no outbuildings, no utility buildings of any type there. So I said, I got to do what I got to do. I'm going to change right here. I opened a car door and sort of stood behind the car door to block the view of whoever might come by. But at any moment, people could come into the parking lot from the trail, or they could come from the other side from the road, Tyvola Road.
Surprise!
Let's just say I was exposed. I was not safe. There was no way that I could position myself or the car where I was completely safe from the view of anybody that might happen into the parking lot at any moment.
You don't see that every day.
I did not get, I don't, you know, the title of this video is not clickbait, but because I did get naked, but I did not get completely 100% naked. I probably changed my upper half. It was one half at a time, okay? Either I did the upper half of my body first and then the lower half, or maybe it was vice versa. I don't remember. But let's just say if there are cameras, and how many knows that increasingly in this modern age, there are cameras, surveillance cameras everywhere, and that law enforcement use those cameras to put a crime story together after the fact. Especially in a city the size of Charlotte, are you kidding me? So there are probably cameras on the light poles or somewhere looking down on that parking lot. And let me just say that if my nudes end up appearing on the internet, first of all, do yourself a favor, don't look. As Ray Stevens used to say in The Streak, don't look, Ethel! But secondly, I'm just going to deny that it's me, okay? It's probably fuzzy and hard to make out. The pictures will probably be hard to make out and not great, not the greatest quality. So I'm just going to deny that it's me, okay? I'm going to, in a preemptive strike, I'm going to deny right now that when you see these naked photos of me changing in a public parking lot, a public trailhead, the Tyvola Trailhead in Charlotte, changing out of my completely soaking wet clothes into dry clothes. When you see those photos, it is not me. Definitely not me. Now, what's the takeaway? What's the moral of the story? Well, number one, keep dry clothes with you in the car at all times. And hey, good for me, I did that. Number two, check the weather forecast. Know when the rain is coming in, know when the snow or ice are coming in, know when the bad weather is arriving. And if they tell you that bad weather is coming, you need to believe it, okay? Just believe it. The number 3 takeaway for me on this is that if you get wet enough and uncomfortable and miserable enough, you will change clothes in a public parking lot when there's no place else to change. You don't care. You can actually get uncomfortable enough that you just don't care. Part of that might just be, life in your 60s. When you're in your 60s, you stop caring about what people think about a lot of things. Try to stay dry out there and keep your shorts on.